It's a classic game of one of these things is not like the other. Congressman Adam Schiff, he lied time and time again about Trump and Russia collusion. He's still in office. Congressman Eric Swalwell got hot and heavy with a Chinese spy, but he's still in office.
Senator Bob Goldbars Menendez facing conspiracy charges of bribery, fraud, and extortion, still in office. Congressman George Santos, he's out. While the majority of Republicans voted against expelling Santos, enough joined Democrats to give him the boot.
Let's bring in Arizona Congressman Eli Crane to the conversation. Eli, good to see you. So I'm going to tell you my frustration with this, okay? I think America gave Republicans the House to go fight the communist Democrats. But instead, you're spending weeks getting rid of Kevin McCarthy. You spend this time trying to boot George Santos, who was a reliable vote for Republicans, to give you a smaller, thinner majority. What is going on with Republicans in the House?
Well, Sean, thanks for having me on. When it comes to ousting George Santos, that's one thing I actually had nothing to do with. I supported George today, and it wasn't as much about supporting George personally as avoiding the precedent that I think that we set today that's really dangerous. Yep. In playing the judge, jury, and executioner for a member of the House. When you think about this, I think that every American citizen and every representative in the House deserves their day in court. They deserve due process. And I think it's so important when we look at what's happening right now in American politics, when Democrats are trying to take out the Republican leader, former President Donald Trump, right now with lawfare and indictments. And if you set that precedent, I mean, who knows where it's going to go? But I think it's going to be weaponized, and I don't think it's going to be good for Republicans.
Well, Senator John Fetterman shot a flare in the air and jumped on Santos's ouster. Listen to what he had to say.
And if you are going to expel Santos, how can you allow to somebody like Menendez to remain in the Senate? And, Santos's kind of lies were almost, funny. And he, landed on the moon and that kind of stuff. Whereas, I think, Menendez, I think, is really a senator for Egypt, not New Jersey.
Congressman, they were laughing, but Fetterman's turned in kind of the voice of reason, and these Democrats need to be very careful walking on the soggy ground, which they moistened.
No, I agree. It is 2023. I see things continually that I never thought I'd see, Dagan. But I mean, you're right. Fetterman is making a lot of sense, and who would ever thought we'd see that day? But the bottom line is, we have a much thinner majority now. I think we made a pretty big mistake. And, I hope this is a mistake that doesn't soon bite us in the rear one more time.
I hope so, too. Congressman, you also got in the Christmas spirit on Capitol Hill, but several Democrats aren't so happy about your decorations of choice, which were inspired by the border. One Democrat aide even quoted the Bible, raging on X, quote, Eli Crane and his staff are showing impressive ignorance of the nativity story. They should read chapter 2 of the Gospel of Matthew to remind themselves what Christmas is all about. Congressman, how do you respond to that? By the way, we like your decorations.
Thank you, Sean Dagan. I appreciate that. And I just want to say thanks to my staff for doing such a great job with the decorations. The bottom line is I wish that Democrats and their staff were as triggered about all the families and Americans that are having their lives and their families destroyed by fentanyl, MS-13, gang members coming over that southern border, and, the 1.7 million gotaways, 250 individuals on the terror watch list. You can go on and on and on. But what are they concerned about? What triggers them, guys? Our Christmas decorations. I'm very proud to be pro-border security, pro-wall, and it just goes to show how backwards this town is, and it's not a town made up of representatives. It actually represents the people of this country and their safety.
Is that person who was lecturing you pro-life, I wonder? I don't know. Certainly not pro-humor.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Congressman Eli Crane, I got a chuckle when I looked at those decorations, so thank you, sir, for that holiday humor.
Good to see you, Congressman. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. God bless you.
God
Merry
bless you.
Christmas.